Larry Fedoruk Show on News Talk 610 CKTB.
1 week to go before our provincial election. June 7th, Ontario votes. Niagara votes. Candidate for none of the above in St. Catharines is Jim Fannon. He joins us now. Hello, Jim.
Hey, Larry, thanks for the time. I appreciate it. You know, I've got a deep respect for you and the station there, and I'm just so passionate about local media and obviously politics, and so I appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks for coming on. Now, none of the above, if people see this, might look like an individual just putting their name on and none of the above. None of the above is an actual party?
Yeah, we went to the province, and when I say we, Greg Vesna is a leader of the party. He's advocated for almost every party, Greens, Liberals, and Conservatives, provincially and federally. Went to the province and said, we'd like to see, this democratic action of being able to vote for none of the above, and please put it on the ballot. They said no. Greg said, well, I'll start a party called the Direct Democracy Party, the None of the Above Direct Democracy Party is the full name. They said, well, we won't give you the name. He said, I'll sue. And then 10 minutes before he went into Superior Court, they said, fine, you can have it. So you can find out information at nota.ca. Basically, it's based on all democratic issues. And since I first ran in 1993 as a Green, I was recruited by the same guy, Greg. At that time, Mulroney had passed a law that if 50 candidates didn't run nationally, that the party was deregistered. So I thought, geez, that's just not right. But I knew jack about 24 years old. I knew nothing about politics, or I did my first debate at Seahow and literally was scared straight. I went for my voice and it was gone. So I kind of conquered my fear of public speaking. I still don't. People think I enjoy this. It's not fun. You got to have thick skin, and and this time around I haven't been included in any of the debates. The chamber was gracious enough to change their position last night and invited us in the Communist Party to come and speak. But this is a fundamental right of democracy. Should be one. The voter needs to have an informed choice, and all candidates are guaranteed, or should be guaranteed, fair and equal coverage. So I'm a little disappointed we didn't make it to the big table with you guys. I know I don't know. Everyone say we got to draw it somewhere, but it's not more difficult to throw a couple chairs down and make sure that everyone gets represented. So reform. Proportional representation, something I was always an advocate of as the Greens. No more false majority governments. We can't have, we can, but it's not right that we have 37% popular supported majority governments with a mandate with no opposition. In a democracy, you should have a strong opposition. So reform number one, proportional representation, a referenda on the big stuff. Mulroney jammed us with HST and free trade, even though under both elections, most people voted for parties that opposed both those things, and he just rammed it through. Recall,
so you and your party would have referendums on major issues. You would let the public vote.
Absolutely, for the major issues, for sure. And recall, do you think that provincially, federally, or heck, municipally, that we would recall someone that stopped representing our views? Now, obviously, I think they've got it in BC, but the signature limit for recall in BC is almost useless to have it there. But maybe we could even talk about term limits. But so this is something I'm incredibly passionate about. Greg said, I need a guy in St. Catharines. I went, no, I gave him all my reasons. I should be selling houses and doing this and that. And he said, Jimmy, it's 4 weeks. I need a guy. So, and the Greens are well represented here with Colin.
I know, because your name has often been associated with the Green Party in the past.
Yeah, 1993, I ran my first time around, and then close to 10 times since. I'm not sure for how many times I've run, but always as a Green. And then in 2006, I ran in the last, and talk about democracy, the last Green Party of Canada leadership race included me, and that was 2006. They haven't had a leadership conversation since. So democratic issues have always been something that's really important to me, and it's pretty obvious that first past the post has failed us. And now being, with a quote fringe party. I mean, we fought long and hard to get the Green Party to the table in the debates, and the history. I mean, even you guys kind of turned around in some elections and said, "Fine, okay, we'll throw another chair down and get the Greens in there." But funny that the Greens aren't saying, "Hey, we should have all these registered parties at the table." I mean, in this riding, I think what was there, 6 of us there yesterday? There's 2 people that haven't been showing up, but we have always, and when I say we, myself and the communist candidate have been willing to take part in the conversation, and I want to believe that it's a better conversation with more people there. And Greg Essenza is the chief electoral officer for the last 3 elections. If they just put it on the ballot, none of the above, then our party wouldn't exist. And but they dug their heels in,
so you have
and we kind of said this is the only way we can kind of combat it.
Okay, Jim, before I have to let you go soon for time, but so if people see none of the above, it's not a loose collection of 50 different opinions and individuals. You do have a platform. You do have a few things you'd like to see done. Some of them you listed, right?
Yeah, NOTA.ca, reform, referenda, recall, and heck, I'd like to see a day when every debate, every conversation at the national level with the major networks and right down to the 610 CKTB, that you give us fair and equitable coverage, because you're actually in a violation of civil law. And Greg was before the court yesterday. We should get a decision on the ruling on something that he was inquiring about from the courts yesterday over the weekend from Montreal. And heck, I mean, it's just too bad that a party that is brand new out of just a lack of options has to sue Elections Ontario and the province to get fair democracy. And I will note too, the other thing, one of the most fundamental things to democracy is a secret ballot, and that's why they put you behind the screen. And you cannot decline your ballot in secret. So they're breaking the laws all over the place, and it's just not right. So I figured, you know what? I've always been a guy that, I'm passionate. When I see something that I think is that I consider wrong or unfair, it creates a reaction in me. And but I appreciate the limited time you did give me today. Anyway.
Jim Fannon, thank you so much. All the best.
Thanks, brother.
Jim Fannon, none of the above candidate for St. Catharines.